New day, new year. Hello and welcome. We're coming to you live from our studios here in Kokomlemle on digital address GA0992539. Our top stories this hour. 7 people have been killed in an accident after a Sprinter bus ran into a stationary vehicle in Abusakope near Bom. Some 11 others, including the driver, sustained various degrees of injury. We connect later with Eastern Region Police for the details shortly. Lawyers for Santro Kofi Akpafo Likpe and Lulubi residents wants the Supreme Court to dismiss Attorney General's plans to set aside an injunction granted by the whole court against gazetting of John Peter Amewu's Hohoi as MP. We'll tell you their reasons. Also, a safe and uninterrupted academic calendar. University of Ghana authorities resort to a shift system, but students are resisting. We'll talk to some of them as they elaborate their reasons. Still to come, how are orphanages spending the holidays? We host authorities from one of those, Village of Hope. And the pulse is brought to you by Global Communities Digmilu Affordable Safe Sanitation. Do join us on DSTV 421 GoTV 144. Remember, we're streaming live on our YouTube channel and on our social media handles. You can send us a WhatsApp on our number 0540109009. My name is Gifty Ando Apia. This is the Pulse, the holiday edition, by the way. Please be my guest. Welcome. I'll take you through the details of those stories and more. Now, the University of Ghana is set to roll out a modular arrangement for the upcoming 2021-2022 academic year in what is being referred to as a double-track system. The university hopes to minimize the spread of the coronavirus amongst the students, lecturers, and other staff. This will also lessen the burden of accommodating students of the university. Per this new arrangement, freshmen and final year students will go to school for 6 weeks starting from mid-January, whilst level 200 and 300 students will go between April and June under the same arrangement. Here are some of the students who are kicking against this move. They spoke to my colleague, Manuel Cranting.
The arrangement has not been done because of COVID-19, at least if the university claims so. I think that is not the reality, because unless, of course, I'm immune or I'm immortal, because I've been going around town, and unless the other people in town are also immortals or already immune to COVID-19, all activities in town are going on normally. It's almost like nothing is happening. How different are those communities from the University of Ghana? If you go to Accra, the markets are working. Everyone is just no masks, no social distancing whatsoever. And a community like the University of Ghana, with learned people like yourself and myself, are the ones who must be babysitted before we can go about our activities. I doubt that. The reason I see for what the university is doing is because of the accommodation deficit. And for me, this approach is very mediocre, because what they are doing is that they want to use a modular system where they are able to accommodate all level 400s and 100s who are available and want rooms. And then the next module would also come, that is 300s and 200s, and they are able to accommodate all of them. Question is that putting up infrastructure to accommodate the growing number of university students? It's absolutely no. So what happens is that after they've done this under the guise of COVID-19, and then it goes well per their definition, then they go ahead and institutionalize it. And you know the implication of this is going to cripple all other student activities other than academics. I dare say it would even cripple academic performances.
The university has been consistent since it was shut down on 15th March 2020. It has been consistent. There's been no gathering. So whole week activities were cancelled. Even congregation ceremonies were done online. And this is just, just extending the consistency of the university. So it's not like they've been doing some bits of the, the activities in disregard of COVID-19 protocols, and now are deciding just for what you say is accommodation issues to do this?
You see, I'm not accusing them of having, discarded the protocols. What I'm saying is that other communities are working. Not that I support disregard for protocols, but whereas there is that disregard and things are still going on normally, an institution that you have attested to have, regarded the protocols and worked with them, what has changed?
You just want to continue regarding them. David, the university just wants to continue regarding the protocols.
Well, that's very interesting. Now, what I understand is that the university intends to roll out an online system in the next academic year. And if indeed the idea is to just implement or continue with the standards that have been set out with regards to COVID, then, what stops it being rolled out for the entire student body from 100 to 400 if the whole idea is about COVID protocols? Because in fact, they are not expecting the student to come and then go for lectures. They are supposed to come and be at their hostels and then use the facilities that are available on campus to just go about their studies. So if the idea is just about COVID-19, then it is quite discombobulating at the moment for me. You understand?
But if you're going to do everybody all streams, then that means more numbers.
Yes.
The university is just, dealing with the numbers, have half of it now, and then have half of it now. That is, it's easier to deal with half of 40,000 than deal with 40,000 at a go.
Yes, definitely. It's easier to deal with half of that. But we need to ask ourselves that now, in the case that this whole COVID-19 issue didn't come up, what has been the university's preparation with regards to the whole accommodation crisis which we are facing in the university as it stands now? Now, we are very much aware of the fact that we had Free Senior High School, which has churned out perhaps double of the number of students that ordinarily would move to universities in an academic year. These numbers were expected even before COVID-19 came into being. The university's facilities with regards to accommodation remains the same.
Those are some of the University of Ghana students speaking to Manuel Kwanting. In the meantime, though, management of the university has been defending this move. They're arguing it gives the best shot at having a safe and uninterrupted academic year. Professor Nanaba Apia Amfo is Pro-Vice-Chancellor in charge of academic and student affairs at the university.
We all do accept that there is a gap there. It's something we accept, and it's something that the university has been working assiduously at resolving. But I do say that that's not the primary reason why we are doing this. And in any case, we are doing this for this academic year. We are all hoping that now that we have a vaccine, by the time the year is run out, we would have had a firm hold on COVID-19. And so we won't have to go back to having our 4 streams back on campus. And so I don't think that it's right to say that the university is not doing anything at all to solve these challenges, particularly the accommodation challenges.
So, you just raised the point.
When we have students back on campus and we have to do in-person lectures, it would mean that we would have to have small groups of students, and that is going to really, apart from putting us all at risk, is going to wear out our lecturers as well.
You raised a very important point that I would love for you to emphasize. How long do you intend to carry out this, to roll out this modular system for the entire populace?
Well, the Business and Executive Committee has approved this for the coming academic year, which is the 2020-2021 academic year.
And beyond that, I heard a suggestion made that if we do get a vaccine, this would end. I want to get some clarity on that.
Well, Daniel, you know that COVID-19 is an unfolding situation. It's very difficult for anybody to predict that 10 months down the line, this is how things are going to be. So we are all monitoring the situation. We would all wish for for everything to come back to normal, i.e. having our students on campus, all 4 streams, our graduate students as well. Remember that this is this demands a lot of work on the part of our faculty and staff. So this is not something that anybody wants to be the norm. We will, as soon as things are favorable, return to normal.
So what you're suggesting is a possible extension beyond the 2021, the 2020-2021 academic year, depending on the availability of a vaccine.
No, I cannot speak to what happens beyond beyond this academic year, which is the 2020-2021 academic year. This is what the university has approved for this coming academic year. We are all operating within the not just the national but also the global situation of this pandemic, and so we constantly review what we do in the light of global and national happenings, and then we.
Away from the university, the year 2020 saw more road accidents than the previous year. Statistics from the National Road Safety Authority indicates the increase was about 11%. The authority made this known in Accra at the Arrive Alive Christmas Outreach Program on Wednesday. Annabella Ohenejan's report.
Christmas holiday periods have always seen increases in road accidents. This has been a worry for many road users.
If you are going and you don't take time, somebody will, because of the road, you would like to dodge the pothole. If you don't take time, you come and cross you. Those things can cause accidents. The potholes, the road. Ghana will need good roads. When you are traveling, you can go fast.
Kwana de enya kura putos edoso. Ti mutimi na mutimi kwana maya ebe boayin. Say techima to Accra road no. From Okuase say enye.
National Road Safety Authority, the government body tasked to work for safety on our roads, wants to change the trend. Statistics from the authority indicates that 23 people died in road accidents between 24th to 26th December 2020, as against 32 deaths from the same period in 2019. Director of Planning and Programs at the authority, David Osafo-Adontain, talks about what they are doing to change the narrative.
Over the past number of years, we have consistently rolled on road safety education campaign and all that, and supported by our friends from the police with enforcement, and then the road agencies and so on. We are still not at where we want to be, but we will be there one day. We were handicapped in terms of numbers, talking about the human resource capacity, but government being so good, this year we have been able to improve the numbers. We used to be less than 60. Now we are over 150. We have recruited quite a number of the youth, those from the NAPCO, others from the National Service and so on. So we have quite a number of hands now to support the whole program.
Arrive Alive, we need each other here next year. We've been through a difficult year. Let's not make it much more difficult for our family members by ending up in the hospital or probably being part of the fatalities that may be recorded during this festive season. So road safety, we say, is a shared and collective responsibility. We need everyone to play their parts as drivers, as passengers, as pedestrians, as motorists, even as every institution out there.
That was Peter Kojo Wilson, Senior Planning Manager of the authority in the region, encouraging drivers to stay safe on the road as part of the Arrive Alive Christmas Outreach Program. Annabella Ohenejan's report for Joy News.
And on a rather sad note, 7 people have been killed with several others injured in an accident which occurred at the Abusakope near Ekpon on New Year's Eve. The accident involved 2 vehicles, a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter bus with registration number GN810915, which ran into a stationary DAF articulated truck loaded with sand and which was parked on the fringes of the road. Eastern Region Police PRO DSP Francis Gomado is joining me via Zoom to give us more details. Sir, thank you very much for your time. Good afternoon and Happy New Year.
Thank you, my sister. Happy New Year. The same to you. Many happy returns.
Okay, so
I am Sergeant Francis Gomaro, the acting PRO, and not the DSP.
Very well, that's okay. Thank you for the correction.
I want the promotion, but this one I have to do the correction.
I understand. It's a prophecy. You should receive it.
Sure. It's a prophecy to come to pass. I like
very
that.
well, very well. But we have a very sad situation right now that we're dealing with. 8 people have been confirmed dead. Is that correct by your details?
It's 7.
7 people. Okay.
Yes. They have been confirmed dead as of this morning.
Okay. What more do you know based on your checks at the scene?
Oh, per the checks at the scene and at the various hospitals where the injured has been sent to. Currently, some of them are responding to treatment, and the doctors or the medical staff are also working assiduously to revive most of them.
Okay.
And we only hope and pray that the 7 that died should be the end of the death that we have recorded so far. Because we can't bear it anymore. It's becoming too many on our roads. And you just imagine 31st January, 1st January, 31st December, 1st January, look at the number of griefs that have hit our various homes. It's just unbearable. And as a police command, our condolences to the bereaved families as we take steps to investigate and then come out with the full part of the case.
Okay. On this vehicle, we're told that there were 18 people. 7 of them have died. So we're looking at about 11 people now. Can you tell us what states they're in at the moment?
Yes, it is true that the car was carrying 18 passengers from Accra to Ho before the unfortunate incident happened. For now, some sustained some minor injuries, which we think a day or 2 they'll be treated and discharged. Okay. But some are equally in a very critical conditions, and the doctors are working seriously to actually revive them. That's why I earlier on said that we hope and pray that the 8 that pass on should be the end of that number or the death, so that we can move on.
Which hospital are they?
Currently, Akuse Government Hospital and St. Martin de Poré Hospital at Somanya. This is where the victims have been sent to.
Have you had any family? Please go ahead.
Those who pass on, they are being deposited at the Akuse Government Hospital mortuary, awaiting identification by their respective families as well.
That was what I was going to find out, whether or not any family members have come forward, for this identification.
Yes, as of this morning, they started trooping in from their various locations to come and identify both the disease and then the injured. So the police command at Akuse are now helping them through the process, and we hope that by the close of the day, we'll make a progress. This is what we are doing for now.
Okay, so just to confirm, once again, 18 people, are these the only people who were involved in this accident? Because there were 2 vehicles, right?
Yes, they are the 18 people who were on board the Sprinter Benz bus. They were the only people who were affected. This vehicle actually hit the rear portion of the stationary truck that was parked by the roadside. So they are the only 18 people that were involved in this very accident.
Okay. Sergeant Gomado, thank you very much for your time. Unless there's anything else that our viewers need to know, that'll be it for me.
Thank you very much, my dear.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Sergeant Gomado there speaking for the Eastern Region Police. So 18 people were involved in that accident. 7 of them have died. The rest are receiving treatment for various degrees of injury. And family members have already trooped in, to identify the bodies. May their souls rest in peace. Very sad story on the first day of the year. This is still The Pulse with me, Gifty and Rafi. I'm going to take a very quick break. When we return, we have more stories, including what is happening with the Hohoi seat. Do stay with us. Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, the Speaker of Parliament of the 8th Parliament is likely to be elected by a secret ballot by members of Parliament-elect if the House is not able to reach a consensus on a single choice for the speakership. With 137 seats on both sides, with an independent member-elect standing in the middle, JoyNews is learning both the NPP and the NDC will nominate candidates for the speakership in conformity with Article 95, Clause 1 of the Constitution. Director of Public Affairs with Parliament, Kate Addo, joins me on the phone. Kate, thank you for your time and Happy New Year.
Many happy returns. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Why do you use the last option, which is the secret ballot? Are you anticipating more than one nominee?
No, I haven't. We in Parliament haven't decided on what option to use. I think what we are thinking about is what the options are, should any of the scenarios play out. And so we are not at the moment considering any one option in how the speaker will be selected. I think I had a conversation with your colleague earlier on, and the conversation was that should we not have a unanimous decision, then voting will have to take place. And the voting usually would be, the first option is secret balloting. Okay. But there are times when, if tellers are appointed by the side, and the caucuses decide to use their whip system to vote in a particular line, then a caucus may be asked to show how they are voting to their tellers. But those are matters that will be determined should any of the scenarios play out. At the moment, we don't know if you're having just one nominee who will be unanimously acclaimed, or if you're having one or two or three, or even four nominees. So we don't know anything at all.
Well, I'll take that. But I mean, we've been seeing a few names, moving around. But let me just ask you if you can give us a mental picture of how the day would look like and the things that are going to happen.
I mean, we've also been seeing a few names being bandied about, but those are things that we've seen in the media. And because we don't, I don't have the official communication on who is going to be presented, I cannot, say that person A or person A, B, C, D will be.
So you can't confirm any of the names that are being bandied about, you say?
I have no idea whatsoever. No problem. But on the day, just to cast a mental picture.
Yeah.
So at 12:01 on the 7th of January 2021, which we are in, the House will convene. And the first business of the House will be for the members elect to select a speaker. Now, here's the process for the selection of a speaker. A letter would have been issued, a nomination letter would have been issued to the clerk to Parliament, and the person nominated would have submitted a reply accepting the nomination. If it's one person and the House is able to reach a consensus, then all well and good. Okay. I think standing order number 109 and Article 104, I think, 1 and 2 of the 1992 Constitution speak to the matter. If there's more than one person, then voting has to take place. And the winner with a simple majority is deemed to be elected speaker. Now, what happens is that the voting, if a caucus decides to fill more than one person, then that caucus will have two. And if the other caucus also brings another person, then that's three nominees who will be voted upon. So we don't know. We have no idea how many are going to be fielded, who is going to be fielded, and how it's going to go. But at least we know that if this scenario plays out, this is the direction we'll go. And if that scenario plays out, this is the direction that we'll go.
I'll say a very big thanks to you. We have, barely 6 days to that day. We'll be here to give our viewers the update on how it goes. Thank you very much for your time. Kate Addo there speaking to us and giving us an idea what's going to happen. So maybe, just maybe, we may be choosing the speaker through secret balloting. We'll talk about that a bit more in the coming week. But this afternoon, we're hosting the Village of Hope Center, a non-governmental agency that houses all kinds of children from diverse backgrounds. Before they join me in the studio to talk about their planned activities for the year and how they're seeking to raise funds to take care of the kids in their care, take a look at what the Village of Hope has been doing since its inception years ago.
My name is Fred Asari, and I am the Managing Director of Village of Hope. Currently, Village of Hope is made up of 6 separate ministries that work together. The first is the children's home called Hope Children's Village. Village of Hope is currently caring for 260 orphaned, abandoned, destitute, and needy children. We feed them every day, we clothe them, we provide them with education and with health care, and we see to their spiritual development. Village of Hope does not advertise to have children brought here, but people who know about Village of Hope would send in requests for children to be helped. When we receive these requests, we investigate each case. Once need is established and there is a vacancy at the Village of Hope, then that child is brought in to the Village of Hope. Village of Hope has children from all over the country. All the tribes of Ghana are represented on our campuses, and we care for children irrespective of their background. If need is established and there is vacancy, we bring in the children. The next is the academy called Hope Christian Academy. It has children from pre-kindergarten all the way to the 9th grade and has about 740 students. There are over 12,000 elementary schools in Ghana, but only about 600 high schools. This means that every year, more than half the kids who graduate from elementary school are not able to go to high school because there are no vacancies for them. To be able to select who goes to high school, the government of Ghana has instituted a national exam to all 9th graders in the country, and only the top 50% are able to move on to high school. To be able to ensure that our children from the Village of Hope were able to go to high school, we had to make sure that they passed the national exam and got the grade that would enable them enter high school. But the schools in the community were not able to provide that education for the children of the community. And so we decided to have our own school. That is how come we started Hope Christian Academy. That school was also open to the community so that children from the community can attend school at the Village of Hope. Every student who has graduated from Hope Christian Academy has been able to go to high school. Because of that, many people who want their children to have good Christian education have brought their children to Hope Christian Academy. We have therefore begun a boarding school system with about 200 children. Right now, the school has 2 departments. The nursery school department is made up of 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds, up to kindergarten. There are about 120 of these children. 1st grade through 9th grade is called the basic school department, and that has over 600 students. Hope Christian Academy has been adjudged by the state as one of the best elementary schools in the central region of Ghana and one of the best elementary schools in the whole country. Then we have the hospital called Hope Christian Hospital. Average attendance is about 80 patients a day. It has a theater with surgery, and there are about 30 babies delivered at this hospital every month, which means every other day, 1 baby is born at the hospital. The hospital has a full-time medical doctor and about 8 nurses. It has a pharmacy with a full-time pharmacist and his assistants. It has a laboratory, it has a dental clinic and an eye clinic, serving about 20 communities.
So that's a little bit of information for you there about Village of Hope. I have 2 of their representatives here in the studio. Araba Amoisi Ejay, she's the Deputy Group Managing Director for Administration. Araba, you're welcome. Thank you. And I also have here Kweku Sarkodie, who is also the Deputy Group Managing Director for Marketing. Mr. Sarkodie, you're welcome, and a Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. So let's try and understand a bit more what the orphanage does. Where do you get the kids from, first of all?
Okay, so basically, the social welfare would recommend and then bring kids to the orphanage. Okay. So social welfare departments across the country would find a good home for us to take care of the kids. So the Central Region Social Welfare would go around and then determine whether our home is the best place to bring kids. So they do the recommendations. Occasionally, we have children who are brought in by other people, not directly related to the Department of Social Welfare.
What's the background of these children? I don't know. Any of you can take that question. Are they? You say that the social welfare can bring someone in. So maybe someone who has been taken away from their parents, or someone who was just found on the streets. What's the nature and what's the background of the children who come to you?
Basically, they are orphaned, destitute, needy children. So they could be single orphans, they could be double orphans. Single orphans being those who have lost only one parent, double orphans being those who have lost both parents. Street kids are also brought to our home as well. So it depends, but basically orphan, destitute, and needy children are brought to the children's home.
Okay, I just want to understand, sorry, so I was having a little bit of a problem there. I just want to understand the nature of the kids who come, and so that determines how you take care of them. So a child who has lost one parent, why would they become your burden? Because they have their other parent to take care of them, isn't that right? And it's always the best to have them in their familiar settings, yeah.
Okay, so basically orphanages are the last resort when it comes to taking care of their children. So social welfare will determine whether a child has to come to the orphanage or not. Okay. In determining so, they have to do what we call need assessment. The child, what is the need assessment? Is the child vulnerable? Okay. If the child should stay with that single parent, what will happen? There are certain children, if they stay with their parents today, they may not even eat the whole day. So we don't determine who should come to the orphanage. If social welfare thinks that the child in question needs residential care, they would bring that child. Okay. But in most cases, it's only total orphans, trafficked children, abandoned children do come there. The single ones, they don't normally come there regularly. Okay. In most cases, total orphans and then trafficked children and all those.
So what is the history of the home in terms of developing these children from the stage they're brought in to, wherever? I mean, what's the story you can share, the story of pride, if I should put it that way, that you can share in terms of, how you've moved these children? Like, is there any such story?
Oh, yes. There are many, many success stories. So we have children who are brought in, let's say, as basic school children. And from our system, we have a school. So the kids come in, whatever age you come in, we fit you into the level that you're at. So basic school, then you move on to senior high school. We take them all the way through to tertiary. Okay. Then there are kids who are street kids. They have family members far away elsewhere, but they need to learn a trade to get them off the street. So we have the Street Kids program. They are residential for a period, about 2 years. They learn a trade. Yes, so they learn a trade, sewing, dressmaking, hairdressing, auto mechanic. Then we give them the required skills, and then we give them the tools they need to set up their own facilities, and then they leave. They go. Yes, wow. So they are off the streets. Then those who stay in the homes long term and go all the way to the universities, they finish universities, they are working in several places.
So you have people who are who have gone through your system and are working now.
Oh, yes. We have people working in Calbank. We have people.
Oh, that must be very fulfilling.
Oh, yes, it is.
You should have brought some of them here today.
Some are even MP elect.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Who? Is it MP elect for Medina?
Yes.
Oh, Francis Xavier Soso.
We are so proud of him.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. Now that's a great story. Yeah. So Francis Xavier Soso is a lawyer. He happens to be a street kid who was brought into your care. Is that the story?
Yes.
Orphaned. Yes. And was brought into your care. Yes. And now he's a member of parliament. Like before that, he was doing some real great jobs. He was doing a lot of pro bono for people, especially with human rights abuse cases. So what are the challenges? I assume there are a lot.
So basically, our challenges are financial.
Yeah.
Well, they say money does everything. I know. If there's money, they say the child doesn't cry in the morning. Yes. So when we have money, we will be able to take care of the children. At the moment, we are taking care of more than 200 children
Okay.
Some about 40 are at the senior high school. About 35 are already at the tertiary, university, polytechnics, and all those things. As I speak with you, 15 have gotten admission to the university. So adding them to the 35 already is 50.
Wow.
And then the residential children are up to 70 and above.
I mean, in 2008, I did a little bit of volunteer work in an orphanage in Bando. And I mean, it was just a few kids. This was an HIV/AIDS, so people who have been orphaned because their parents had HIV and AIDS. And trust me, just a few, but it wasn't easy. Yeah. So I can imagine with the number that you're mentioning, the difficulties that you have to go through. What is the source of funding, the traditional source of funding? What has it been? Donations?
Donations, and then we speak with companies across the country, both locally and internationally. And so basically, donations to run the orphanage, donations.
Okay, how are you? We're entering a new year, and so let's talk about the plan for the year in terms of revenue generation to take care of the home.
So Village of Hope will be 25 years in February.
Oh, wow!
And so as part of our celebration, we are urging people, individuals, companies, and especially individuals, just give us 100 Ghana cedis a month.
Okay.
To be able to take care of these orphans.
So you're looking at a situation where the organizations would sort of commit monthly
amounts. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And 100 cedis a month for how many companies?
No, individuals, companies, groups of friends, so that a fixed amount. We know we have this to work with for the whole year and then other years.
Okay. So how was Christmas like? Christmas and the New Year. How is it like in the home? I wish you had brought some of your kids around.
Well, if you had told us earlier, we would have
brought one or two. Because of the COVID, we didn't open up a lot.
Okay.
But people came there, visited.
To donate.
Yes, donated. And then, because of COVID, since March, we've not had a lot of donations. Yes.
That's another hard one, isn't it?
So this year, we are praying that the COVID problems will go away so that our kids can have a lot of people to visit them and also donate to them to be able to take care of their little ones. Because we tell people, you think they are orphans, you are not remembering them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if they are hungry, they will not go to another orphan. When they pick cutlass, when they pick knife, they will go to somebody who is rich. And so why don't you, all of us as a country, as a society, look into these orphans and take care of them? So that if your son is at the university and he's also at the university, if your son is eating, he will also eat. And he will not think about anything bad to do to the society. That is our prayer and our hope that this year people will look at Village of Hope and say, I want to adopt a child.
Okay.
By way of sponsoring one child, at least a Ghana's 100
cedis a month. 100 cedis a month. I mean, 100 cedis a month is 100 is like someone's lunch.
Yes.
Yes.
So 100 cedis a month, that should be fine to support a child through. So something that you can be proud of in a few years. You can look at point to the person and say, I supported this kid. Or you can look at a Xavier Sosu and say, I supported this kid and I made him who he is today. So for Christmas, do you organize in-house, activities?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about. I would have loved to hear this from the kids themselves, but tell us a bit about that.
So every year, because our system runs as a home, the kids are in a home with a married couple, so they live as a proper family. And so the
family
older
with
one,
200 children.
No. Every home and then a fixed number of children.
Okay.
So a home with say a couple and say 20 kids.
Okay.
It's one home. So several homes on the campus.
Okay.
So every year, all the kids who have passed through the orphanages and have grown up would come home. We have a homecoming session. So every December is homecoming. And it's fun on campus. So the older kids come, those in the university, senior high school, they all come. And then we have activities planned for the week. And the grand one is usually the 31st December, where we have our crossover.
So you did a crossover last night?
Oh, yes, we did.
How did it go?
Oh, very well. We slept around 3 a.m. After the crossover, we did what we call Jama Praise.
Hey.
We're praising God through the Jama way.
Oh,
yes.
That's nice. That's nice. So how can people support? Apart from, if I want to do the 100 cedis a month, what should I do?
You need to make a pledge. You can call any of our numbers. We'll send you
let's go through the numbers.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
020
201
201
2229
2229. Yes.
Yeah.
024
024
4 313 404.
404.
Yes. So those are our main numbers.
So you can call and then you take a pledge.
Yes.
Of the 100.
Or we'll send you a link to the pledge form, and then you can make a pledge.
I'm assuming this is also mobile money.
Yes, we have mobile money.
These are mobile money numbers. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the numbers for you, just in case you want to, do something nice this Christmas and this New Year. It's 020-201-2229. Very simple. 0202-102-229. Right? 0202-102-229 and 0244-313-404. 0244-313-404. The Village of Hope. That's where lawyer Xavier Sosu came from. He's been a lawyer, a human rights lawyer who has been doing a lot of pro bono cases. Now a lot of landmark human rights cases has been handled by him, and now he's won the Medina seat going to Parliament. That's a great example, and it tells you just how much your 100 cities can achieve if you put it in. Now, personally, contribute, and I urge you to do so as well. Let me take your very final words. Let me start with you.
We just want to wish all our donors, our visitors, everybody that have made Village of Hope what it is today, a Happy New Year. Okay. And then we wish that this year too, they will not forget about us. We want to thank all companies, all individuals. If you want to mention names, we'll be in trouble. Everybody.
Is there a particular company that has been your major contributor?
Okay, so Church of Christ Ghana, they own the orphanage. Okay. And so they have been our backbone.
Your major, okay.
But apart from that, banks, and a lot of banks. I want to mention one bank's name. It will be.
I don't want to give you that problem at all.
A lot of banks, individual companies, and we want to say God bless them.
God bless them indeed. So your final words.
We'll just say thank you for having us here. And if you want to save lives, serve humanity like we are doing at the Village of Hope, just join us, partner with us, and we'll do wonders. We're getting kids off the streets. They are learning a trade. We are making them. We're just training them to be human beings, not just people who just roam the earth, but human beings. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for coming, and I wish you all the best. I'll be praying with you, and I will send in my contributions as well. I've been having this conversation with Araba Amoisi Ejay. She's Deputy Group Managing Director, and Kweku Sakode, Deputy Group Managing Director for Village of Hope. They want your support to take care of the children who have nobody in this world. This is still The Pulse. I'm Gifty Andopia. Thank you very much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about church. Now, the Royal House Chapel International, through its charity arm, the Compassion Ministry, has marked this year's Yuletide feeding children in orphanages. The teams visited 5 orphanages and homes in various parts of the country to share the love of Christ, and also offered scholarships to some of the children who are struggling to secure funding for their education.
The Royal Seed Orphanage in Kaswa, Nyinyano, Sweet Honey Foundation at Otuase in the Eastern Region, the Human Compassion Organization in Kaswa, Jokol Needy Home in Kaswa Manfum, and the Future Stars Orphanage were presented with assorted food items, drinks, toiletries, stationery, and medication. Wife of Apostle General Reverend Rita Kuranche Ankra, who led the team, said the Compassion Ministry of Royal House Chapel seeks to transform the lives of the vulnerable and socially excluded in the society and give them hope for the future. She said the Yuletide is a time to give, especially to those who do not have.
This Christmas 2020 that has brought us so much hardships, let us show love to underprivileged.
Reverend Rita Kuranche Ankra visited the Royal Seed Orphanage, where she shared fellowship with the children. She awarded scholarship to some of the children who were struggling to secure funding for their final year school fees to enable them sit the exams.
On behalf of the Apostle General and being the Director of Social and Practical Ministry, on my behalf, I am awarding them scholarship.
The Royal House Chapel International every year holds party for the less privileged, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, decided to visit the orphanages.
And while others ushered in the new year from the churches and pubs, 18 babies, including a set of twins, pushed their way into the world at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital here in Accra. My colleague Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson spoke with the twins' mother, Chinwo Cecilia Okafo.
I had 2 males, twins.
Wow.
Yes, please. And I'm so excited because I never prayed for a twin in my life. But they came, so I saw it as a double blessing for this 2021. So God has ushered me into New Year with double blessings. So I'm so grateful to God.
How good has it been?
Oh, fine. Ghana is good because like security and it's peaceful. Yeah.
What are your expectations for this year?
Oh, I pray that God, that these my twin babies, they will bring a turnaround in all ramifications of my life, both my marriage, my family, and all I'm believing God for, that God will make them to come true. That's my prayer.
From 12 midnight till now, Labour Ward 2, they have done 8 deliveries, 4 males, 4 females. And in Labour Ward 1, cesarean sections 8, and 2 SVDs, that is normal vaginal deliveries. So at the moment, from 12 midnight till now, there are 2 labor wards, we have 18 deliveries. Well, it is really special, more especially the first delivery, because the first delivery was cesarean section, 12:30 a.m. When we all started jubilating, the new year baby has come, new year babies. So they are all new year borns. Wow. So we are all happy whenever there is a delivery. And normal day, you do your normal things. When special day, you do things special.
Right.
So today is a special day. So all of them are special.
Do you have special attachments to these babies?
That one is special. Every time that edge is there. Whenever there is a delivery, we see the head popping out. Oh, we all start screaming. Immediately the baby starts crying. We are all happy.
And welcome to those babies, by the way. Hours ago, Ghanaians bid 2020 goodbye as they ushered in 2021. Places of worship were full to capacity as tens of thousands of Christians and Muslims gave thanks to God for the year's mercies and also sought providence for the incoming year. Maxwell Agbagbak visited some churches here in Accra. Take a look.
Members of the Royal House Chapel International singing praise songs to thank God for the gift of life. Many of them in white clothes to welcome the new year. In his end-of-year message, Apostle General of the Royal House Chapel International, Most Reverend Sam Kranchi Ankra, urged church members to keep a strong faith in Christ.
What did you achieve in 2020? What did you fail in? 2021.
2021.
You are saying, oh God,
send
send me help, send me help, send me help, send me help. We are declaring that heaven is open. Yes. God is ready to hear your prayer and your cry. It's here. 2021 is here. We are here. It's here. It's here.
Thousands of worshippers are gathering here at the Dome of the Royal House Chapel International. The ushers here would not allow any church member to enter without a face mask. You will not also be given access without going through this disinfection chamber here. All members who show up here would have to wash their hands also before they get access to the main building. I've been speaking to Bright Davis. He's an event expert, and he says COVID-19 had a heavy toll on the services that he provided.
The upcoming year, which is 2021, everything's going to be better, and we hope that for the best. 2021, I just hope for the best. Everyone should have peace. Ghana should be back to normal, and everything should be on point. That's what I hope for.
Has been the year of the Lord. When God has shown his children his supremacy and faithfulness, above all, it drew many closer to God, because medicine couldn't help us, researchers couldn't help us, governments failed, and we knew the only source, he is the creator. So it drew a lot of people to God. For me, it is a unique year that will go down in history. Going on 2021, we expect God to lead us as He is done with us through 2020. And we know He is faithful.
Mumundi believer, I'm a health professional. I'm also an engineer by profession, and I'm a policy analyst. And for the year 2020, I would say the year has been a roller coaster. I am a health professional, so you can't take away the issue of COVID in this year. But we thank God so far. As a professional, I was a frontliner in the whole show. And the time came, we even have that feeling that although you have not laboratory been confirmed that you have it, but you have that sense of feeling and all those stuff. But God being so good, the year has been good to us because there's life and there is a lot that we are aspiring going into the new year.
Emma, where is your handkerchief? Come on.
The electrifying atmosphere at the Christ Temple of the International Central Gospel Church. Well, this is one of the 3 viewing centers created here at the Christ Temple of the International Central Gospel Church. There's a bigger viewing center just meters away from where I'm standing. There are notices all over urging worshippers to ensure social distancing and also adhere to all the COVID-19 protocols.
Janet Tole, I'm from South Africa. Okay. Oh, 2020 has been, especially in my country, it's been quite a challenge. I'm excited, and especially coming to church on this day, which is actually, I think it's an amazing tradition for the Ghana community, and which is quite different from my country. So, yeah, I'm excited.
What would you have been doing in South Africa around this time?
So, at home right now, sad enough, there is it's lockdown, so we're back to lockdown again. Traditionally, we'll be out partying, but this year, being the year it's actually lockdown. Everybody's home, lighting a candle and praying.
Founder of the International Central Gospel Church, Dr. Mensa Otable, has been ministering to the congregation here.
I don't know what 2021 will unload on the earth, but as for us, we will be fruitful. COVID may still be around, and it may still be wreaking some havoc, but as for us, we will be fruitful. Some businesses may fold up, and we may hear some news in the business world that will chill our hearts, but as for us, we will be fruitful. Somebody say, as for me, I will be fruitful. And though we don't have all the resources we need, as for us, we will be fruitful. And though people may try to pull us down, as for us, we will be fruitful. And though evil spirits and evil people may hate us, as for us, we will be fruitful. Though everybody may be complaining all around us, as for us, we will be fruitful. Come and see what the Lord has done for me. He has taken away my sorrows and my grief. And I'm a brother.
At the Action Chapel International, founder Archbishop Duncan Williams led the congregation in prayers to welcome the new year.
Evil for you, your family, your loved ones. God has not planned any evil for our country and our people. I know there is a voice of evil, and there are predictions and prophecies and predictions that are going on by sorcerers, by diviners. Adulawi Kasuwahand. Let the voice of the Lord in the mix of it all be heard. For it is written, the voice of the Lord break the cedars of Lebanon, and the voice of the Lord is upon the waters. And it is written, it shall come to pass that in that day whosoever shall hear the voice of the Son of God shall live. I pray tonight at the gate of time that you, in the mix of all the voices out there, will hear the voice of the Lord. Come on, put your hands together and thank God for the voice of the Lord.
I am moving forward, I'm making progress. Everybody blow your trumpet. Hey. Everybody praise the Lord now. Praise His holy name. Everybody praise the Lord now. Praise His holy name.
Well, I hope your night was as good. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is confident of a major transformation of the country in the second term of the NPP administration. He says the government has laid a solid foundation in their first term to accelerate the development. Dr. Bawumia said this at the Power Chapel Worldwide, where he welcomed the new year. Nanaya Ojima has more in this report.
According to the Vice President, Ghana is on a path to becoming a powerhouse in Africa.
We all have the responsibility to ensure that the country Ghana is made a haven for the collective settlement and not just for a select few. There is no doubt in my mind that some significant foundation has already been laid for an accelerated development. And we are confident that he who has begun the good works will help us to bring it to perfect completion.
Earlier at the St. Cyprian Anglican Church, Dr. Bawumia called on Ghanaians to continue praying for peace after the 2020 general elections.
Let us continue to pray for the peace of this country. Let us not take it for granted. Let us continue to pray for a even more peaceful 2021. This is the new year coming. We pray for prosperity.
Christians across the Ashanti region ushered in the new year with praises and dancing in churches. At Redemption Assemblies of God, head pastor Reverend Patrick Ajiman JB emphasized that individuals hold key to their success in the new year.
Ghana is still Ghana. No matter what happens, God is still with us. As long as we trust and rely on God, He will help us and He will help us to succeed. So if we trust in God and put Ghana into the hands of God, Ghana will still be Ghana. Politicians, don't mind them. I want Ghanaians to be assured of the fact that the land Ghana belongs to God.
At Aduato Church of God, message of the head pastor, Ernest Anyane Asare, focused on taking advantage of the new year to correct wrongdoings.
We should understand that Ghana is for Ghanaians, not for the politicians. So I want to encourage the Christian community to rise up on their feet and fight to stop this madness. If we will sit down and allow these people to turn us around, it will not be good for us. So we have to take it as an issue and begin to address it, because most of these people are church members.
Meanwhile, the residence pastor at the Calvary Charismatic Center, Reverend Joshua Obin, says 2021 must unite Ghanaians as a people.
By the grace of God, we are still in peace. We've not heard anything terrible. But one of the things that we want the public to do is to stay put. Let's put our trust in God. Let not our disagreements bring us to the point where we destroy the whole nation.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima reporting.
And we're still staying on this story. Christians and other religious sects in the country are being advised to pray for the Supreme Court judges as Ghana is set to witness another election petition hearing. Resident pastor at the Calvary Charismatic Church, Reverend Joshua Obeng, says at the moment the judges hold the key to maintaining the peace in the country. Prince Apia joined the church for the crossover service and now reports.
The 2020 general elections have witnessed pockets of demonstrations from the NDC across the country, refuting the results. After about 20 days, the NDC are heading to the Supreme Court to challenge the results. Resident pastor at the Calvary Charismatic Center, Reverend Joshua Bain, says praying for the Supreme Court judges who will hear the case is critical to sustenance of Ghana's peace.
Since we have confidence in the courts and in the judges, what we need to pray is wisdom for the judges, that God will give them wisdom so that when they sit on the case, whatever justice, wherever justice needs to be put, they will put justice where it's supposed to lie. And we really need to pray for the courts, that our courts will continue to keep the root of justice and the foundation of justice in our nation. And that's where I think the church plays a part, where we pray for our judges that they would judge in wisdom.
Reverend Obey added that disagreements between the two parties should not divide the country.
So disagreement does not mean that there shouldn't be peace, and that's what we need to understand. And as pastors, we really have a role playing in making sure that the disagreements of Ghanaians, whether you are NDC or MPP, does not get to the point or escalate to the point where people are picking up knives and weapons against each other. Disagreement does not mean that we are in a fight. It's just disagreements of ideologies, and we need to encourage that and still maintain the foundation of peace.
Prince Apia reporting.
You're welcome back. Dozens of victims of a flood disaster in the West Mamprusi municipality of the Northeast region are still homeless nearly 3 months after the incident. Some 900 people in about 4 communities were displaced by floodwaters in October last year following the collapse of 2 local dams in a nearby village. Hundreds of properties were lost and destroyed, prompting an intervention from the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, the Vice President, at the time he visited the victims, promised them of government support to help them rebuild their homes. Several months after the disaster, most of the victims have left the camps back to their destroyed homes and are now sleeping in structures made with pieces of old roofing sheets. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko has more.
The early morning of October 1st, 2020, the collapse of 2 local dams led to a terrible flood disaster at Gagbini and 3 other communities, mostly along the Wale-Wale-Nalerico Highway. On JoyNews' arrival at the community, rising water levels had completely inundated the entire half of the village as some residents were woken from their sleep by the floods. It was a bit of chaotic scene as the panicked residents scrambled to salvage what they could. However, others too were unable to salvage their properties from the ruins. One of them was this 60-year-old woman, Wuni Fati, popularly called Fati, who was spotted crying profusely as she watched her mud house being brought down by the high currents. At the time, she said to us the incident also took away her source of sustenance as she lost nearly 40 bags of sheared nuts which she had bought with a credit facility from a local financial institution. We found her again nearly 2 months after the disaster, and she now lives in this unventilated structure made with pieces of old roofing sheet with her 3 minor grandchildren.
I evacuated to stay briefly with a distant relative at the other side of the village after the incident, but had to move back to my property to set up the structure to live with my grandchildren. However, due to high temperatures, I felt uncomfortable sleeping in it, yet I have no choice.
Around 900 people were affected by the disaster. Some lost their homes completely, and the government promised to help the victims rebuild. But Mafati, who is now pleading for assistance, The government is here to come to their aid as promised.
I'm here to recover from the shock out of the incident. As you can see, I have nobody to help me rebuild my house. You can see some people constructing new houses, but I am poor and have no one to help me.
Mafati was recounting her story after receiving a donation of relief items from officials of the Ghana Red Cross Society. The donation, organized by the Joy FM Super Morning Show under a campaign dubbed Up to Us, included food items, used clothes, mattresses, mats, buckets, mosquito net, and among others.
My worry is that I'm still at the risk of being arrested and probably jailed because of the loan I used to purchase the share fruits which were washed away by the flood. It was my only source of livelihood, for which reason I need assistance to help defray the debt. This has become my nightmare.
Some of the beneficiaries also expressed their excitement while thanking Joy News and its partners for the gesture.
My JoyNews, Nika shelter Nana Barkanam Biago, the Tony Bunyang, Nana Barkanam, Barkanam, Bunyavil, now check up Bobwaman, Bobwama Chantuni, now Guba Sarati Barbuka, Majinama Sarati, now Goon, Nantimna Lafi.
You can manage and save our life. So we thank God and thank Red Cross and Joy News. We thank Joy News because they are also help Red Cross to do this thing for us. So thank you for Red Cross and Joy News.
Elias Sutanko reporting for Joy News.
Now, lawyers for Santrofi, Likbe, Lolobi and Akpafu resident wants the Supreme Court to dismiss the case filed by the Attorney General seeking to set aside an injunction granted by the whole court against gazetting of John Peter Amewu as Hohoi MP. They say the AG's case has no basis at law or in logic. The residents of the communities say their non-participation in the December 7 parliamentary elections is a breach of their rights guaranteed by the Constitution. The areas previously fell within the Hohoi constituency, leading these residents to take court action against John Peter Amewu, who won the parliamentary race there. Deputy Attorney General Godfred Ebua Dame maintains the High Court erred when it granted the injunction and wants the Apex Court to set it aside. The Supreme Court will hear the matter on January 4, but Joy News has secured a copy of what the residents have filed in court against the Attorney General's case, and we'll bring you the details subsequently. Well, many people crossed over the new year in church. Others did so in the streets and drinking pubs. Joy News camera technician Kofi Asari has been interacting with some of the youth on the high street of Bantama in Kumasi and has this report.
I'm Abdul Karim Ishao. I'm getting around with my friends, having a lot of fun because the COVID has been there, and now, thank God, we made it. So we are appreciating, and goodbye 2020, and we are in for 2021.
Bosso Amaru from Ababu number 2. The night is going smooth, as you can see. We are on the street and everything is going correct. We are here helping to celebrate the new year. Our hope is in 2021 because even there is ending, we see that everything is going through. So we pray that the way we see it should happen for us like this. 2021, me, I want to be a billionaire. I'm going to Libya. I'm a Libya boy.
By what means do you want to go to Libya?
Bad. That's me. That yeah, I want to go back. That's my country. The person who be here, the person is skaba. The person is skaba. So when people are about to the skaba, and people are upon the skaba more. In a motor of states, and 10 people for the bar. Business level more. They are pennies are good for the fire motor so because they are not to me. They are not to me.
Well, from Kumasi, let's now head to Osu, where some revelers have been telling us they returned to Ghana to enjoy the holidays because of the COVID-19 restrictions in the places they're coming from. Maxwell Agbaba, again with this package.
It's more fun here at Purple Pub. A lot of revelers gathered here. This is their way of welcoming 2021. It's been a lot of music, a lot of food, lots of drink, different colors of cup, red, green, black. It really doesn't matter the color of the cup. It is the content of the cup that matters, and that's what a lot of people here have been telling me. Gojo. Okay, and then you?
William.
Okay. Where are you from?
London.
Gang shit, get me. Let's get it on. Benji official. All black out now. Okay. Music video out now. Okay. Blood ties out now. Benji official.
Tell me, Christmas in Ghana, what is it like?
Amazing, the best. Every year I'm gonna come back. 100% every year. Yeah.
What's Christmas like here in Ghana?
It was amazing. It was great. Like I loved it. A lot of family around. A lot, drinks, some turkey. Yeah, it was good, man.
You loving it?
No restrictions. Yeah.
Tell me about the restrictions in the UK.
It's the worst. It's depressing. The whole country's on lockdown, so I came to Ghana to celebrate. Yeah.
You loving it?
I love it here. This is home. This is home.
What are you hoping to achieve in 2021?
Hoping for no more COVID, get more blessings, good music, good vibes, get me.
Okay.
Everyone safe, everyone keep safe, get me. Live life, understand?
Okay.
Pardon me?
What are you hoping for in 2021?
No more COVID. No more COVID, simple as that. Yeah. What are you hoping for? What are you hoping for?
What am I hoping for?
What are you hoping for?
No, more money.
More money. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
A-team. Tell me about the A-team.
The A-team.
Tell me about the
movement.
What movement?
You know what I'm saying? It's a movement bettering the life of ourselves, our others. You know what I'm saying? The A-team. Shout out everyone. A-team.
Movement from where?
From UK, reaching out to Africa, to everyone. Do you understand?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? About the betterment of our lives as black men. Do you understand? So, A-team.
Tell me, what is it like in Ghana, celebrating Christmas in Ghana?
It's beautiful. This is home. I'm a Nigerian, but Ghana, Ghana's like a second home to me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to be here.
Tell me about the restrictions in the UK and how free it is here in Ghana.
To be fair, my people from UK told me about the restrictions. I haven't been there for the last month, but in Ghana is freedom. You know, we're Africans. We're built differently, do you know what I'm saying? And you know this, I know this, we all know this. I love being African. Africa to the world, man.
A-team, you say?
A-team. A-team.
Great talking to you. Yeah.
It was not a good year. Not a good year. It was really tough. Things wasn't going on well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping to achieve in 2021?
More money, long life, small lady, and more money, more enjoyment.
My name's Frank. Frank from London. Okay. We're just here in a Purple Pub, enjoying the New Year's festivities. It's a lovely country. My first time in Ghana, so I'm loving the culture, the people, the vibe. You understand? So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Tell me, what's 2020 like?
2020 was difficult. It was tough. We was in a pandemic, especially in London. We was in a pandemic. So we had to understand that. We have to celebrate life. Not take anything for granted. 1 second, my brother. Not take anything for granted.
Okay. And what do you hope to achieve in 2021? What do you hope 2021 will be like?
We just want 2021 to be a blessing to everybody. Everyone to express themselves the way they want to express themselves. Be able to secure the bag. You understand? Be able to fulfill your dreams, hopes, and dreams. 2021. Because 2020, we took things for granted, but 2021, we move. You understand?
2020 was, for me, 2020 was not good for me, okay? I don't know about others. I only talk about myself. 2020 was not a good year for me. 2020 was a bad year for me. And most of, even in the whole country, unless you don't want to say the truth. But if you are a Ghanaian and if you can speak reality, 2020 was not a good year for all of us.
Yeah, I'm CRACK Ghana, everyone know. MTN, check it out, everyone know, GH as well.
Okay, what do you do?
Yeah, I do a lot of things, I do, reinforcement, everything, and then at the moment I manage a restaurant and a guest house, the Don Solid Garden, and we still do it cool, like, the end of the year, and we do it like nobody's business. We need to come out and party with families and friends,
Yeah. I see you're in high spirits.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was 2020 like for you, 2020? What was it like for you?
Charlie, bro, 2020 there, 2020 there, on just so. 2020 there, one night you want to see. That's why we are praying. We are hoping for everything will happen. Everything will be nice, and everything is nice this year, 2021. You need to come to Kokrobite, the Don Solid Garden. You need to have time, party. Everything is set. This 2021, the Don Solid Garden. So you're hopeful
that 2021 will be good, right?
Yeah, 2021, everything is going to be perfect,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for talking to us.
Yo.
Great. Respect, man. Respect, man. Yeah. Okay.
My name is Patrick.
What?
Patrick,
you having a lot of fun 2021?
Yeah, I do have a lot of fun over here. Anytime that I come from the state, this is where I normally come and spend my time over here.
So you chilling, right?
Yeah, I'm chilling over here with my little sister.
Oh, your little sister?
Yep.
I thought your little mama.
Nah, my wife is at home.
Okay, a lot of celebration going on then. I'm excited to be first here on your screen for the first time in the year. Let 2021 be a great one. There is more news at myjoyonline.com. If you do log on, and I'll add you too. My name is Gifty Ando Apia. I leave you with Let's Talk Showbiz. Have fun. This is 2021.